What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Lee Love Tech. Today, we're coming at you with another Padlet idea in our playlist, and we're talking about digital gallery walks. If you've ever done a gallery walk in your classroom the old school way, it's where you post something up around the four corners in your classroom, maybe an article or a picture or anything that students just basically rotate around the room to, they view, and they may leave a sticky note up. Well, today we got that in Padlet on steroids. So let's jump right into Padlet and let me show you what I'm talking about. So here we are at our Padlet dashboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this digital gallery walk. Before we do though, I want to show you where I created this. If you go to Make, Padlet has this cool thing now called Sandbox, and I made it in the blank sandbox. So when you create a sandbox, just to quickly show you what's going on here, if you look at the left-hand side, what we have is one basic say Padlet board, but we have the ability to add multiple Padlet boards in one sandbox. And the cool thing is that we can share this whole sandbox with all the slides or cards that you have over here on the left with all the students, or you can share one card to specific students. A lot of sharing permissions, different sharing permissions here, different ways you can share this out. But that's where you're going to see me work from today, is in the sandbox feature. So let me jump back to my home into my example. So my example here, first of all, is a science example. To all my non-science teachers, check out that link below in the description for some other great ideas specific to your content area. All right, so science. What I'm trying to do here is this example is trying to teach students about the water cycle, and I want to have my kids group up maybe. I want them to navigate each one of these cards one at a time or as a small group, and I want them to feed off of each other. I want them to learn from each other as well as learn from the content that I posted as a teacher. So as a teacher, I posted this image of the water cycle and I posed a question, as you can read here. And now imagine a class has already come through or a group has already come through. One group said they just gave me a text response. They come to the right, they click the T, and they gave me their response using that. That's okay. I wasn't very specific on what type of response I wanted. I didn't tell them, I didn't block them into anything. So this group got a little more creative. Maybe they ventured over here to this little plus 17 and said, hey, what is that? And they saw audio recorder. So they said, let's record our response. So that was pretty easy. Here we go. I'm recording my response to my teacher's question. I hit pause, play back and save. I can listen to it if I want to, or I can save it straight onto that Padlet board. Now I've got another response. Now, how cool is that? Is it now that the next group comes in, they look and they go, I want to talk about, say, infiltration. Uh-oh, I can't. It's already there. Maybe I want to talk about precipitation. Uh-oh, I'm listening to my classmates. I can't. So I got to find something else to pull from. So I'm learning from the visual as well as from my fellow students. All right, so that's our first walk on the digital gallery walk. But now let's say me and you guys are in a group and we just did this one and now it's our turn. Teacher says it's time to rotate. So she navigates us to the next card by sending us to another link or just telling us to click on the number 2. So now we move over here and we don't have just a visual, but we have a video. And now what we have here inserted a YouTube video that is going to
The
teach us
water cycle.
about the water cycle, as you can
Believe it
see
or
here.
not,
So
but
this
the real
video
users
rocks and
today
rolls. It tells
may
us all about the
actually
water
be
cycle.
millions
We're
of
not going to
years
take
old.
time to watch much of that. So we watched the water cycle, and again, we've got some instructions. This time, our teacher was specific about our post. She wants us, or he wants us, to post a video response of something we learned. And again, it can't counteract or not, it can't overlap what another person has posted on this board already. So think again, we just learned from the video. Now we got to listen to our classmates and learn from them. The ocean is one source. How cool is that? Okay. So we can't talk about the ocean being one source of evaporation. We've got to pull something else from the video. But you say, how did I get that really cool video up there? That plus 17 on the right hand side. And we just went in and did video recorder. But while I'm right here, teachers, this is the same way we got that YouTube video in. The teacher would just come down to YouTube, search for the water cycle video, and once we find that water cycle video that we want, we would click on it and it would drop it right onto our Padlet board. All right, but my students are going to do video recorder. We're going to go under the water with them and we are going to record our response. I didn't watch all of the video, so I'm sorry I can't give you a really good fact there, but you kind of get the point here. Pause. Next. We're going to save that video, take it just a second here, depending on the length of the video, and it will drop it directly on our sandbox. So our group has just posted our first response, second in the class, to this board. So now we've learned from the visual classmates, we've learned from the video and classmates, and now our teacher says, all right, we're still learning about the water cycle. Let's go to our third stop on the digital gallery walk. Down here, now we have watched and listened, and this time we need to read. So what my teacher did was they inserted a PDF straight from, go to the plus 17, their Google Drive. Now let's check out this PDF. First of all, what's this about? What my teacher did was they used AI to generate a story about Dewey the water drop and his venture through the water cycle. Pretty cool, huh? So we will read through that as a class or as a group, and then we've got to choose one part of the story to generate an AI image, draw an image, or find an image online to depict that specific part of the water cycle. And I need to describe whatever I drop on this board. Now I'm getting a little more creative and I'm making my students think a little more. So I say, hey, first I've got to extract something from this to create an image. Okay, well, I knew Dewey talked about falling from the sky, and that's rain. So this group said, we're going to generate an AI image, and that's an AI generated image of rain. And they gave the description. One group said, "Ooh, I remember Dewey said when it gets hot, he evaporates from the ocean into the clouds." They went on and they just found an image and dropped it. This group here decided to draw their image depicting Dewey running off from the mountains. They did all three of these things. They drew from these features seen here. This person inserted their AI image from the plus 17 AI image. This person here who found the image from the internet, they came over here and they did the plus 17 and they simply searched for image search. So that's how they created all three of those images. So imagine that you're learning from the text, you're looking at visuals, you're looking at your students or your classmates' descriptions, and you're learning in all different types of ways. You're also creating things and you're thinking critically. So that's how you can utilize Padlet in the sandbox feature to create a digital gallery walk. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode from Lead Love Tech and will come back to view more useful videos that'll help you kind of enhance and give you some more superpowers to your teaching. Appreciate it, guys. See you next time.